Hi everybody, welcome back. We're doing Neuro art today, but this is for complete beginners who've never done it before. So I'm starting out, I'm just drawing around some random objects that I found in the kitchen. These are what I use for cooking and things like that. And just different size circles, just on some plain white paper that's been taped down to the table. And it's taped half on the paper and half on the table. So when you take it off at the end, it's going to show, leave a nice white mark around the edge, like looking like a border. So first things first, you draw around the circles, and then I had to redo that one a little bit. It was a little bit wonky. It just shows you, even when you draw it, I find it incredibly difficult to draw around things. I prefer to do them freehand, but I'm trying to show you so that as a beginner you can do that. And then I've gone around them in permanent ink. So here I've got watercolour, and this is indigo watercolour, and I'm just splattering on there some plain water. And then I'm drawing some Neuro lines. Now each of these lines should not be the same, they should all be different. And where these connections are, all I'm doing is where the lines cross over, I'm making them around, because at the moment if you look at them in all the different areas, they're all very, very straight. So we want them all rounding off. And this is where Neuro art comes in. It's absolutely beautiful, the mind, the soul, and for healing. And obviously the more lines that you do and the more complicated that you do it, the more lovely it is. So take some time and try and do this all in one go, because this is what's going to give you the feeling of Neuro art and that wonderful feeling of unwinding and creating beautiful art by using Neuro lines. Once you've joined all these, if you didn't want to fill the other areas in, you don't have to. And normally in my work I don't. But to show you, I just wanted to show you how it could advance into a more advanced painting. So I've just speeded it up a little bit, and you can see me working my way around. But don't ever do these with a permanent marker without drying your paints underneath first. I don't show you where I keep drying each layer with a hairdryer, I did forget. So I'm doing some splatters now, and I'm just doing this with my pen. They just come out of the pen. If you use Sharpie pens, they'll come straight out onto your paper to create some lovely splatters. Unfortunately, this particular pen that I picked up, I didn't realise it wasn't a permanent marker, so it did bleed a little. So next I'm starting to fill in some more splatters in a different colour, and it gives it that feeling that they're floating around in space, these baubles are, and moving around, and it's incredibly relaxing, and again completely intuitive. It's really, really nice. And like I say, if you do more and more Neuro lines, absolutely loads, the areas in between will be a lot smaller, obviously, and you can make them really, really complicated. You can go around the baubles and stop, and like I've seen in some later videos if you look. So here we have, I've applied some water and some watercolour paint now, and you can see how it's bled in a little bit. It doesn't matter, I'm just showing you. Next I've tried to use some more different effects, so that you could just paint in all of those areas in different colours, and it wouldn't matter. But I'm trying to put on some different effects, because we have been looking at effects with watercolour just lately, because watercolour is one of those mediums that people really just think that you can just paint with it, and don't very often use it for like abstract painting. And I think that Neuro art is a form of abstract painting. It's a beautiful one to do. So here I'm just placing the cling film on the top while the paint's still wet, scrunching it up a bit. And then what I did, I took it to one side and I dried it with a hairdryer, which was incredibly difficult, just so that I could get it done for the video for you. But if you just leave that on there to dry naturally itself, it will take a while, but then when you pull it off, you'll have some nice effects underneath there. So Here we are now, it's dry, so I pulled it off, and it gives it like an icy look to it. It gives it like almost like, you know, frost, you know, when from the weather when it's frosty. I think I pick it up in a little minute to show you a close-up of how it is, and it's a lovely effect, very nice effect. I love it. Yeah. So moving on now to the next colour. I mean, you could use whatever colours you want. These colours didn't actually go together very well, to be fair. But I just did any colours just to show you, really, because for beginners, it's very daunting to be thinking about, oh, what colour goes next to what. And it doesn't matter. Not for this video, it doesn't. So here I'm using a pencil in the background where it's a little bit boring in underneath, just doing some like random scribbles and marks and things. So they're quietly in the background and they knock it back a little bit. And then obviously you can paint over the top. So when you get to a colour and you look at it close up, you'll be able to see those marks underneath, even though we're covering up with paint next. So the next colour I've done is like it's indigo blue, and I mixed in a royal blue, like is it a Colbert blue, and mixed that in, and then in the end I made it even darker and I added in a little bit of black. Wasn't thrilled with this colour, but again, like I said, I was just doing it just to show you what I'm actually doing, because I needed the colours to be quite dark so I could show you the effects that I was getting. So, and I did this with a little brush, so I was doing a bit of a kind of a scrubbing sort of a feeling, you know, just with a smaller brush, because the others was done with a larger brush, and it's good to alternate them so that you get different sizes and different feels and different looks. At the end of the day, if it's a piece of abstract art as well as neuro art, we're trying to make it look different to what anybody else's would be. So just while this video is running and while I'm doing this, you can have a go at this, and then if you look me up on Facebook, you can send your pictures across to me. There's a group there, especially for this YouTube channel, and it's called For the Love of Art with Susan Priest. If you just pop over there, you'll be able to I'll let you in the group. It's going to be at the moment it's still an open group. So different colours again, and just continuing. But yes, it's you'll be able to send them over, and we can have a chat and a natter and things like that. And then I put on some alcohol. You know, I just flicked it on with my fingers. You know, alcohol, isopropyl, or isopropyl. I don't know how you want to. Can you see how you can still see those pencil marks underneath this yellow? And unfortunately, those black splatters, because it was the wrong pen, they did bleed a bit, which was rather annoying, but it doesn't matter. So I did more splatters over the top and let those run into each other as well. And that's the idea is of get paint everywhere, you know, it doesn't matter. Have fun with you know, your hands should get dirty. This is with a white gel pen now. And yeah. Just adding some little different kind of marks, and then I've removed the tape off the edge, and it's ended up with a nice effect. So have a go, send them across to me if you want to, and please like and subscribe the video, you know, and if you feel yourself coming back to the channel, keep coming back, then yeah, please subscribe. So can you see now all the marks, now that they're closer up, they're all different, and that's what we're after, differences. And then the neuro art, it stands out. So have a go. Talk to you all soon. Bye for now. Bye bye.